AO variants, founders, clause, and everything in between. Welcome back to the existence. It's your boy OMA, and to be honest, today's video isn't for you. It's not aimed at you. This one's a little bit different in that it's aimed at people that aren't playing DEADROP yet, and people that, like me, didn't know anything about Web3, don't know anything about NFTs, and are just being guided by all the headlines that just call DEADROP an NFT game, and I strongly disagree with that. So I want to have a chat about it, give you my opinion, give you my 2 cents, and see if I can maybe sway you, change your mind, or even just shed some light on some of the things that are said about DEADROP that just aren't quite right. So as I said, this one isn't really aimed at people that are already playing DEADROP, variants and tower key holders, because as far as I'm concerned, if you've already got a tower key or you're a variant, you've already looked into DEADROP, you already know what DEADROP's all about, you already know what Midnight Society stand for and what they're doing, and you've already made your own conscious decision to join in. This is more aimed at people like a few of my friends who I've spoken to and who didn't end up getting a tower key because of the headlines just called DEADROP an NFT game. And as much as Web3 creators and Web3 developers might hate it, NFTs do have a pretty bad rap around them. You know, it's like anything. New technology comes along, people take advantage of it, take advantage of other people, and it gives the whole thing a bad name. There are definitely good eggs out there and bad eggs, but I'm not here to talk about that today. I just want to focus on Midnight Society and DEADROP, and I want to give you guys my view on it as someone who isn't into Web3, who isn't a Web3 content creator, who is just someone who wants to play DEADROP and is into DEADROP and isn't completely shut off to the idea of Web3. So the first thing that I really want to get out there is that in my head, there are two types of Web3 game, right? There are NFT games, and then there are games that just have Web3 integration. In my mind, I've categorized these as NFT games are the games that I'm sure many of you have found. You go onto the page, it looks really cool, you want to play it, but you need to buy an NFT to play. That's an NFT game to me. The ones that try and sell you land and NFTs before there's even a game to play, those are NFT games to me. Those are games that their identity revolves around NFTs, and Web3 and NFTs are just a requirement for entry. DEADROP isn't like that. Despite the fact that I've seen multiple publications talking about DEADROP being an NFT game and how it could be a rug pull, how it could be this, how it could be that, and all this other rubbish that people just blurt out and type up because they want clicks and they haven't put an ounce of research in. DEADROP is a first-person extraction shooter, the first vertical extraction shooter first. It is a game first that just happens to have Web3 integration. Rob has spoken multiple times on this exact subject, stating that the entire Web3 portion of DEADROP is going to be completely optional. So right now, I am a variant. I hold a founder's pass. I do not have that stored on a wallet. It is not on OpenSea or anything like that. It is stored on my Midnight Society account, which acts as a wallet, and as far as I know, it's centralized. It's stored on Midnight Society servers, so it's not on a wallet that I have to keep secure. It's not on a wallet that's on my MetaMask account or anything like that. I do have one of those, but it's completely useless, nothing on it, so I don't know why I have one. But it's just on my Midnight Society account, and that's where it's going to stay. I have no interest in selling it. I have no interest on moving it to a wallet for no apparent reason. I am fully interested in the centralized standard experience of DEADROP. From what Rob said, the way this is all going to work is there are going to be items in the game that could be transferred to a wallet and sold or traded or given away or whatever you want to call it. There are going to be items in the game that act like that. And that's, that's just a part of Web3 integration, but it's going to be optional. So if you get those items, you'll be able to just leave them on your Midnight Society account, just like your skins on Fortnite or Valorant or any other game. They will just sit on your account. They will just be there. You'll be able to log into your account, use them as you like. They won't be connected to a wallet or moved anywhere else or stored on the blockchain anywhere. They will just be on your centralized account like every other game has. At a later date, if you decide that you want to dive into that side of things, or you get bored of DEADROP and you're like, I want to get rid of my stuff, or I want to give them to a friend or something like that, you can then activate that side of your account. You can link a wallet, you can move all of the eligible items over to the wallet, and then start trading them or giving them away, transferring them, whatever you like. And that is the crucial point that I think people are missing, and that so many publications are failing to mention. There is this massive distinction between DEADROP and a lot of other NFT games out there. You do not need an NFT to play DEADROP. You will never need an NFT to play DEADROP. Right now, there are thousands of people playing DEADROP with a tower key, which is not an NFT. It's not transferable. It is just an access pass to the game. Just like you buy early access to games. It is not an NFT. It's not connected to Web3. There is no need for those people to ever interact with Web3 to play DEADROP. Of course, people haven't just decided that DEADROP's an NFT game out of nowhere. The initial founders did buy an NFT. Like, I own an NFT. We all purchased NFTs knowing that they were NFTs, but I think it's also important there to understand that that wasn't an NFT for DEADROP strictly. The Founders Pass is a Midnight Society Founders Pass. So all of the perks you get from the Founders Pass are for Midnight Society. They just so happen to include DEADROP in that list of perks. So eventually down the road, if Midnight Society ever release another game, we'll gain all the same perks in that game as well. So when you become a founder, you're not a DEADROP founder, you are a Midnight Society founder. So technically, that NFT isn't actually directly linked to DEADROP. It's not a specifically DEADROP NFT. It's actually a Midnight Society thing that just so happens to have perks for DEADROP, because that is Midnight Society's first game. And coming off of that, it's also important to understand that that NFT is the Founders Pass as a whole. So you are purchasing the pass, you are purchasing this membership to be a founder. That's what the NFT is. The Visor Cortex that obviously gains a lot of hype and is a big focus of that NFT is, again, just a perk that is attached to that NFT. The same as our unique in-game call signs. They are a perk of having that NFT. They're not the NFT themselves. And looking at the utility of those Founders Passes being NFTs, it really does make sense. So obviously, being a founder, being that it's a Midnight Society thing, not a DEADROP specific thing, it could be a really long-term thing, you know. Obviously, Midnight Society aren't releasing these planning to close down in 10 years. They want to be a ginormous AAA studio making the best games they can. So that could mean that these founders could be founders of Midnight Society for the next 10 years, the next 20 years, the next 30 years. Who knows? It depends how it all goes. But the hope is that it'll be there for a long time and these perks will remain for the entirety of the time, because it does say this is a lifetime membership. So the idea behind it being an NFT isn't so much that just for it being an NFT, it's that, you know, later on down the road, your life could change, your interest could change, things could change in general. You know, you might have ginormous family, you might just fall out of love with gaming, you might just fall out of love with Midnight Society for whatever reason. You'd be crazy if you did, but anyway. And rather than that position as a founder going to waste, being an NFT allows it to be traded. And the idea is that, you know, if you ever get bored of being a founder and you're just not into it anymore, you just, you know, you want to carry on playing the game, you just don't want to have that responsibility and hold that position, and you know someone that does, or you want to find someone that does, you can transfer it to them and give it to someone who does want to do that stuff. They want to be involved with the game development, they want to be involved with Midnight Society, and they want to hold that position. And then later on, if they ever make the same decision, they don't want to be a founder anymore, rather than that lifetime membership going to waste, pass it on to someone else. So the utility of it being an NFT really does make sense. It's just the bad rap that comes along with it, and people not putting in the research to understand why it's an NFT, and to understand that DEADROP isn't just an NFT game. You don't need to buy an NFT to play it. That's pretty much everything I wanted to go over. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I've wanted to do a video on for a while, because I've got quite a few friends who didn't end up getting tower keys, and it was because of hearing about DEADROP just being an NFT game and the bad rap that NFTs have got. And it's unfair. It's not fair on DEADROP to be labeled that way. It's not fair on Midnight Society for all of their hard work and the passion they're putting into it to just be painted with the same brush as everyone else. And I'm not saying that all NFT games are bad. I'm not saying DEADROP's the only good one. I'm just saying that there are games out there that are giving NFTs and Web3 based games a bad rap, and that's unfair. There are also a lot of good ones, but bad experiences are the ones that last in people's minds the longest, and they're the ones that shout the loudest. And honestly, now that tower keys aren't available anymore and we don't know when they're going to come back, I just thought it was important that if they do come back next time, that hopefully I've managed to inform some people and that it's helpful. It helps you make a decision. That's it from me. I genuinely hope it was informative and helpful. I try to make these videos only when I think there is something worth talking about that's worth your time. And on it, seriously, one of the few times I genuinely mean it, if I by any chance have helped you make a decision, be that for or against getting into DEADROP, let me know. Like I would genuinely love to know, and I'd love the feedback. But I'll catch you guys later.